Hey folks, this is Digital Robin here with another live Linux walkthrough, and today here on July 28th I am pleased to announce that there is now an official beta 1 of the next version of MX Linux, and this time it's a new version. Welcome to MX Linux 21. So in this video today, I'm going to be walking you through the latest beta release of MX Linux 21. It is a release candidate which has been announced today, July 28th, 2021. So thanks to Dolphin and the team for your post there a bit earlier on to say that this has been released. So we've got an exciting release with this one. Most people will probably right now be thinking, what happened to version 20? Well, the MX team, what they do is with each major release, and they move it up to the next level, is they go by the year. So as we are in now 2021, this now becomes MX Linux 21. So with the 19 version that existing users are currently using, there has only been point releases on top of that 19 release. So you could say that it was an LTS release from 2 years ago, and they've just had point releases on top of that. So currently I believe they're on 19.3 or 19.4. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think 19.3. However, version 21 is imminent, and there is an official release date also announced as well, coming on September the 1st. So we're going to be looking forward to that one. But here today on this live walkthrough, we're going to be looking at the beta release. And if we take a look at the release notes for this beta, we can see that it is new and updated. It has some new and updated applications in this release as well. We've got a new installer partition section area as well, including some LVM support if LVM volume exists already. The new UEFI live system boot menus is now in this release. You can select your live boot options, persistence, etc. from the boot menu and the sub menus rather than using the previous console menus. So that is something to look out for during your installations here. And we move across to XFC 4.16, which is absolutely brilliant, I will say. So good to see that coming in this release here. I've been anxiously awaiting that. I thought perhaps that it might have come through one of the point releases. But no, it's come through on the major release, which is this one here on version 21. So besides that, you can use your password, your sudo password for admin tasks by default now, rather than obviously entering in the root password if you've created one there. And obviously with this release, they're particularly interested in testing the new UEFI live system boot menus, as well as testing the installer. VirtualBox testing, of course, is welcome, but obviously the MX team are looking for edge cases on real hardware. So I'm going to put a plea out there. If you're wanting to try this, then do as much as you can to find some old hardware lying around, or perhaps even put it onto your main production machine and give it a try on actual hardware rather than via a USB key or inside a virtual machine here. So the wallpapers have been updated. We'll be taking a look at those shortly as well. There is also now a single ISO for 32-bit users out there, but there is an error message that the team are saying here about a known issue that they're aware about. So just some of those known issues there. Yeah, I won't go into too much detail with those, but if you wanted to obviously investigate those a bit further, just so you're aware of what to expect in this beta release, then do take a look at the web page there. They're obviously inviting you as well to take part in some user feedback as well, which obviously I will do the same. And tomorrow I will be installing it on actual hardware and seeing where we go from there. So that's the release there. So MX21 Beta 1 is now available to download. So let's take a look at this ISO. So here we have now the updated welcome screen, and this release is called Wildflower. And look at that, a very pretty wallpaper to be greeted with there. And yeah, it's wildflowers. Yes. Your about screen is also now here on the welcome screen, so if you click into that you can now see which version of MX you are using, which version of the XFCE desktop you've got, and which base the Debian is running on. So one of the things I failed to mention in my intro there was the fact that they are using the Debian 11 base in this release. Well, of course, codenamed Bullseye, because Debian itself is due for release upcoming soon, because now Debian is in release candidate 2 phase, so that now promises to be near release date. So I'm guessing somewhere maybe mid-September, October for that Debian 11 release to come. But you've got the Debian 11 base here in this beta, so already prepared for that one there. And with this release, because it's the next major version and will in theory become the next LTS, you are supported for another 2-3 years on this one, so supported until June 2024 as it says here on the welcome screen. And just below here I've got details about my hardware here. But just to point out that we are using now an updated kernel, and we are running now with kernel 5.10.0-8, and of course I'm using my AMD machine here. So on the welcome screen you've got your usual FAQs, you've got your links through to your forums, your user manual, there's some videos as well, so you get taken through to the MX Teams video page there. You've got the wiki, you can also contribute as well, that takes you through to the user forum group, and of course you've got your tools, the option to install your codecs and make changes to the panel etc using the MX Tweak tool. And then of course you've got your popular apps, so if we click into that and then now we enter in our sudo password. Notice I didn't have to do a root password for that one, I just had to do my user password. Again, you've got your package managers here, of which you can install the packages of your choice. So for example, if I wanted a new browser, I open this up here and I can install Brave, Chromium, Falcon, Firefox, ESR, Chrome, Opera, Palmoon, Vivaldi, etc. So you've got Vivaldi, not Vivaldi, you've got Firefox installed by default as your browser, but if you prefer to use ESR, then you've got the option to download and use that one from this list here. Most people, I'm guessing, are Chrome users, but in most cases with Linux, a lot of people are quite happy with using the default Firefox, so yeah, leave that down to your own discretion now. So if you look at desktop environments, so you've got the option to install the Budgie desktop as well. I probably would steer clear of doing that, but you know, up to you. If you've done it before and you've tried and tested it and it works out for you, go ahead and do that. You've got the option to download the Kde Plasma Desktop as well. It won't be the latest and the greatest, but you will get an updated version of what the Debian 11 build of KDE will accept, and I think that's on version 5.21. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might still be on 5.18, but you'll have to take a look on that one there. You've got your LXDE and your Mate as well. But of course, if you want to install those desktops, then my suggestion is to just go onto the MX website and yeah, just download those spins from there. Yeah, so here's where you get all of your packages from here. So we'll just close that down. And if we look at the tweaks, let's just see. So your current tweak, yeah, that's fine because that's the first time I've used it. It will make a backup. And let's just see, nothing's changed here, so it's all the same. You've got a few more themes that you can choose from, I think. Forgive me, but it's been quite a while since I've touched MX Linux, so I'll have to familiarize myself again with the 19 release so I can do a good comparison on these. But of course you've got your icons as well. So currently it's using Papyrus MX Blue, which looks absolutely gorgeous, but you've got the option to go to dark and choose a few others from here as well. And if we look at appearance, by the way, you've got Matcha Azul set as your default theme. Again, you can go with Greybird, And MX has its own version of Greybird. And if you look as I'm hovering over this, it might just be a bit of a bug here, but I'm getting black with no white text as I hover over them. So I think that might be just a tiny bug, which could be coming through on this beta build for me here today. Again, you can choose your icons, your fonts, and your settings from here. We'll just close that down. Oh, Window Manager. Let's take a look at Window Manager. And again, you can choose your theme from here, set your keyboard commands, and do your focus, and there's some advanced options there too as well. So no major changes there. So I think what we're getting with 21 here is operationally, I think it's still pretty identical to that of 19. The only thing I'm seeing a difference really here on first glance is the fact that we're now on XFCE version 4.16. So that enables us to obviously actually install themes inside the actual desktop environment itself. So for example, if I go into the panel and right click and go to panel preferences, if I've downloaded a theme from a website like Pling or was it desktop.org, whatever it is that they use out there, then I should have the option under appearance to be able to, oh no, we're not getting that. Okay, that is strange. Or is it under items? Oh yes, that's right. No, sorry, my apologies. It's not the theme. I'm talking about icons and widgets and stuff. So you've got the option to add directly from here, and you can install as well. In fact, it's probably appearance. Let me go with appearance. My apologies. I getting confused. I've just chosen. Yep, choose appearance. There we go. Yeah, here we go. So it's here where you got the add option. So you click into add, and then you can browse to where you've downloaded the theme, and it will install it from there. So no more going in, logging in as the super user and browsing to the .themes folder, and then just dropping the extracted folders in via that logged in as the super user. So that's the one great thing I love about XFCE 4.16. So that's that. Let's just take a quick look. So this, by the way, is how it looks out of the box. So you can see that we've got the Wildflower wallpaper here. So let's just minimize the welcome screen, and let's take a look at what wallpapers we now have got in this release. And I think so far, just because it's beta, I'm seeing only one. Okay, but there's more than likely going to be more coming down the line. Probably when I do an update. Yes, which is one of the things we need to do before we do anything else, and just do that. So you've got your standard way to set up your icons. So if you're used to having icons on your desktop, you can do that. So I'm doing that here now. You can see, yep, it's all working out perfectly. And if I go into desktop settings again, icons, menus. Yep, so here you can choose whether or not you want to include the applications menu when you do your right click. So for example, I do the right click now, you can see applications is here. I can turn that off so that when I do a right click, the applications menu disappears. That's generally how I use XFCE. So wallpapers in mind, obviously, because it's the Wildflower pink at the moment, is that you can see the con key has kind of been washed out. And I do believe that is one of the bugs that's listed on the bug list that the MX team are currently working on right now. So let's take a look at what we're getting out of the box. So if we look at the start menu, you can see that under the usual menus, accessories, you've got your con key manager, your feather pad text editor, your file search, your bulk renames, password managers, screenshots, sensor viewers. Yeah, let's take a look at sensor viewer as well. It probably won't work because I don't have this actually installed on proper hardware yet. Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, that will work when I get it installed on actual hardware tomorrow. And then under development, you've got your Genie and your icon browser. Games, there's a few games there for you to play around with. I'm not sure if those are standard out of the box or whether they've been updated. Graphics, you'll see that there's no GIMP installed, but there is a paint package called Las Paint, and you've got your LibreOffice Draw. Under your internet, you've got your Firefox set up as your default web browser, and then you've got your Thunderbird mail client there as well. Multimedia, and you can see that you've got your Clementine as your music player. You've got your Pulse Audio volume control. VLC player is installed by default, and you've got your Webcamoid as well, where you can view your webcam and do some recordings from there. Yeah, you can see I'm doing a screenshot record on that one. And MX Tools, so you've got About. So if we have a look at About MX, you can see we've got go straight to the welcome screen again, and we've got the tab open for About, so we can close that down. What else have we got? Job scheduler. So MX boot options as well is quite handy to use when you're having boot issues. Conky, yeah, I love those conkeys, they're great, but it'd be nice to see some more come through. But I mean, that's just standard conkeys, but you can go and download more. I think, is it DeviantArt? So take a look there. MX Date and Time, MX USB Maker. So if you do want to be able to make a USB on the fly and give it to your friends, then obviously you can do that. So MX will actually output and create you an ISO for that one. You've got your package installer as well, so it's here where you would normally install software. So we'll see in a moment what that looks like. No changes visually, but I'm sure there's some extra packages in there that we need to look into. You've got your MX Repo Manager as well, and tweaks and welcome. Yep, so near enough. Oh, you got the option as well if you're an NVIDIA user as well. Once you've got the application, once you've got the distribution installed, you can then run this NVIDIA driver installer, and then that will install the NVIDIA drivers there by default. Office, you get your LibreOffice, and you've got a PDF manager here as well. Settings, you can set up your appearance, do your Bluetooth, your printers, etc. And system is where you can go and obviously obviously set up your system, and you can also as well check your disks, do your partitioning, and you can do a Kde install as well. So for example, if you download a .deb file from the internet anywhere, then you can use Kde as your package installer to be able to do that one there. So that's what you're getting software wise out of the box. I'm actually quite impressed by what I'm seeing here actually with this release. So I'm going to install that onto my actual hardware tomorrow, and I'm going to use that as my main daily driver for a few weeks. In fact, I might take it, because I mean, we're entering into August now, aren't we? So as the official release date is the 1st of September, I think I'll use that as my daily driver right throughout the whole of August, and we'll see how we get on with that one there, because I have been using Debian 11 on Bullseye. Been very, very impressed by that, so it'd be nice to see how well this MX21 holds up. So just to recap, you're getting the MX21 version of the MX Linux build here. Desktop environment's using XFC 4.16. It's on Debian 11 base, supported there until June 2024. And currently at this time of recording this video, we are running on kernel base 5.10.0. And one thing I will say about this one as well, when I did do an install on my test machine earlier this afternoon, I actually managed to get that installed in just under 6 minutes, and I was up and running straight away. I will say obviously then when you do the install is the option to obviously reboot it automatically once you've clicked next on the last screen, and that will do that automatically for you, or you can just deselect that and then carry on working within the test environment. You do get the options, and in fact fact, it's a requirement as well to set your keyboard layer as well. And that popped up on my screen at around about 94% during the installation there. But don't forget, the good thing about MX is that you can actually do the installer and you can carry on configuring things like the keyboard and the locale setup, etc., whilst the installation is going on. So that all happens in the background. So that's one thing I really do love about MX overall. Really, you can do that. So there you have it. So that's MX21 out now as your beta release. Codenamed is Wildflower Beta 1. Go give it a try and see how you feel about it. Using XFC 4.16, which I'm pretty sure now you're all familiar with using, and you will love using this update here. MX21 now available on their website. Go to mxlinux.org and download that ISO today and give it a try. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Digital Robin. Don't forget to like and follow the channel, and hit those magic buttons to be notified as well when we post another video. Just to point out that I am in the coming weeks going to be starting up a new series of live streams on Friday nights, codenamed Friday Night Live with Robin. And there I will basically do a check-in of the week's news and share some hints and tips on Linux and give you my take on technology for what's been going on during the course of that week there. They may or may not happen weekly, I'm not sure yet, but yeah, the first of those videos is available on my channel right now if you'd like to go and check out last week's stream. For now, I will say there is also a Discord server as well you can follow. If you're watching this now on my YouTube channel, if you go to the main homepage, just follow the Discord link in the YouTube links you see in the top right hand corner. And I hope to see you in various chats there. For now, thank you very much for watching. Have yourselves a great day, what is left of it, or if you're just starting out your day today, have yourselves a brilliant day, and I will catch you again in a future video.